Hello, and thank you for your interest in the School of Geography at Queen Mary, University of London, and in particular our BA Geography programme. My name is Dr. Stephen Taylor. I'm the Director of Taught Programmes, Recruitment and Admissions in the School of Geography. And in this short video, I'm going to overview some of the unique features of the course. This will include the structure of the degree programme, the compulsory and optional modules available to you in each year, the immersive field class opportunities that you can take part in, covering both the UK and overseas, and an overview of the kinds of careers that graduates from this programme have gone on to after graduation. I've also illustrated this presentation with a selection of different photographs taken by some of those former students during their time on this course to give you a flavour of some of the sights and experiences that you too might encounter at Queen Mary on this degree programme. So let's begin. Firstly, what is so special about this programme? Well, our Geography BA programme will develop your knowledge of the social, political, economic and environmental processes that shape the world around us and allow you to explore some of the critical global challenges from globalisation and international development to climate change and social justice. In year one, you'll be provided with a broad foundation in both human and physical geography. And in years 2 and 3, we offer you a range of exciting optional modules from both sides of the discipline, providing you with the flexibility to tailor your study towards your interests and career goals. You'll develop both subject-specific and transferable skills, which are so useful as you are heading out into the wider world of work. That includes things like social science research methods, geographical information systems or GIS, effective communication and problem solving. You can also explore key concepts from human geography through fieldwork in the UK and destinations further afield, such as New York and Boston, before designing your own research project in your final year with guidance and support from one of our experts. And the image here is an image taken from one of those students' dissertation projects. This is a finalist student looking at processes of migration in Dubai, for example. Now, we've designed this programme around a unique approach to learning, linked to Queen Mary's mission to open the doors of opportunity to all students, regardless of their background or circumstances. And we ensure that excellence in education, engagement, learning environment and employability are at the heart of all of our modules. That means that you can expect to learn in different formats. That will include engaging and interactive large group sessions and lectures, as well as small collaborative learning groups, maybe in tutorials or seminars. You'll also have the opportunity to learn in different places. It might be field classes, in our laboratories or in seminar rooms. And also learn from different people. It could be our expert teaching staff, it could be visiting professionals connecting the classroom to their practice, and also from your classmates' experiences and perspectives too. All of this creates a one-of-a-kind learning environment here in Mile End. If that is how you'll learn, what you learn is equally important. And the degree programme focuses on developing subject knowledge and key skills across 3 years of study. Year 1 is mainly focused on a set of compulsory modules that introduce core topics necessary for success across your degree programme. This is complemented in blue by training in key qualitative and quantitative research methods, as well as compulsory fieldwork within the UK that connects your learning to real-world experiences outside the classroom. Year 2 then builds on this core set of modules, introducing you to key subdisciplinary specialisms and areas of interest. You'll also receive advanced training in research design as you start to conduct independent research projects. And there are opportunities as well for optional UK and overseas fieldwork. More on those in a moment. Having knowledge of the core topics and then the subdisciplinary debates in the first 2 years, you then have a much wider selection of optional modules in year 3 where specialist topics come to the fore, often really at the cutting edge of what a teaching member of staff is doing in their research. There is a compulsory independent dissertation on a topic of your choice, developed again with input from a supervisor. That showcases your research skills across the program, and it's often one of the things that our students are most proud of when it comes to graduation. There are also further opportunities for optional fieldwork too. If you're a student studying on a year abroad program, you will study overseas in the year between years 2 and 3, always returning to London to complete your studies. Now let's take a look at what you will explore, discover and engage on the different modules that make up this program. In year 1, you'll see that you will take 120 credits. Each module is a slightly different number of credits that add up to 120. And these are all compulsory. And again, that's part of our getting everyone on the same page, really, coming from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different school environments, a lot of different countries as well. We want to make sure that everyone is aware of some of the key core debates within geography. You'll start off with academic study skills, which is a key tutorial program, meeting weekly with a tutor and other members of your program to discuss transition to university skills and how you can set yourself up to succeed through things like essay writing, referencing, and so on. We also then have a number of modules taught within larger groups. So Reinventing Britain, for example, looks at the changing nature of the British economy. Global Worlds introduces globalization and social, economic and political processes associated with that. We have a module called Critical Geography, Environment and Society, looking at the interplay between the natural world and the human world. We also have a new module called Planetary Emergencies, looking at the growing crises that face our world. You'll also have a module introducing key ideas in physical geography too, called Earth Surface Science, looking at rivers, glaciers, volcanoes. And you'll also be trained up with a module called Introduction to Research Methods, which focuses on those core necessary research skills that you'll be developing and refining across the rest of your program. How to use quantitative data, how to run a qualitative survey or interview, how to use mapping software to make a powerful visual point about anything from the economy to rainfall data. Let's just take one of those examples, one of those modules in a bit further detail. This is a new module, Planetary Emergencies from Analysis to Action. It's taught by 3 of my colleagues, Archie Davis, Elsa Noterman and Gemma Harvey, mixing human and physical geographers together to talk about some of the pressing issues facing our world. It provides an interdisciplinary understanding of the multiple dimensions of social and environmental crisis that are typifying the 21st century. Crises around land, food, water and life, and particularly their interactions. And it's going to critically analyse the intersections between different forms of power and complex ecological processes, and in the diverse ways in which people understand the changing natural and social worlds. So this module is going to enable you to assess the interconnected global challenges to life on Earth, which are so important for the 21st century, and also evaluate sustainable development initiatives and to contribute, most importantly, to solutions and alternative visions for the future. That was first year. In your second year, the mixture between compulsory and optional modules changes slightly. So there are 30 credits of compulsory modules here, and 90 credits of optional modules, again adding up to 120 credits. Your compulsory module is called Advanced Research Methods, and this takes some of those research methods training that you've done in the first year to a slightly higher level, training you up in particular to do research independently. This is going to be really useful when it comes to doing your dissertation, which we'll talk about momentarily. It's really about skilling you, equipping you with all of the things that you need to do to design a research project, to analyse it, and to present it to different audiences. There are then a larger number of optional modules, and these focus in particular on key sub-disciplines within geography. They allow you to take some of the things that maybe you've been introduced to in the first year and to focus in a little bit more detail on areas of interest to you. So on the slide, you'll see some of those key sub-disciplinary areas. It could be looking at economic geography, cultural geography, how culture has been understood by geographers. What about development, international development, health, space and justice. Here at Queen Mary we have a large number of health geographers interested in how health is determined in different places in different ways. And also, of course, you have the chance to take physical geography modules too, things like ecosystem science. There are also a number of fieldwork modules introduced for the first time. You'll see with the asterisk there. So there could be something like the New York field trip, which looks at nature in the city. Not just this big concrete metropolis like New York, it's actually full of hidden green spaces and vital ecosystem services. We also have a larger number of modules available on our online module directory that you can take a look at. The most popular module in our second year is Economic Geographies, and this module offers a broad introduction to debates within that particular subdiscipline, and it explores in particular the geographies of production and global production networks as these containers and boxes which so many of us rely upon daily flow around the world. It's about really recentering the ways in which we understand the economy through engagement in particular with the global south and development. We're interested in the centrality of uneven development in capitalist economic social relations and the connections between globalization and local forms of economy. That could be alternative or diverse economic practices, like the gig economy, for example, that challenge traditional ways of thinking about the economy. And the module really is about challenging you as a student to understand how economic processes like valuation, production, consumption, and exchange play out in practice across time and space. Finally, modules in the third year, and again, 30 credits are compulsory and 90 credits of option. Again, you can pick which ones you want. The compulsory one here is the dissertation, which is a 10,000 word project, which is designed by you independently on a topic of your own choice. And it's, again, one of the things that students are really proud of, demonstrates what they've learned and showcases many of the different skills that they've developed through those research methods training modules. You then have the chance to take, again, some more advanced specialist options, and these focus very closely with the work of individual members of our teaching staff. So it could look at climate change and climate policy, for example, or you could be looking at urban African economies, taking on some of those lessons from economic geography into a new context. You could look at debates around politics in Latin America, the historical geographies of medicine, where does medicine come from, as well as physical modules like environmental pollution too. There are, again, different field trips here at level 6, which are open to you in the third year. Maybe, for example, our new module on going to Belfast to look at political geography in that post-conflict city. Again, lots more options for you to choose from as well that I can put on this slide, but our module directory has that info. The largest module in our third year, the most popular one, is looking at climate change and climate policy. It's led by my colleague, Dr. Andrew Russell, who's just come into the university from government departments working on climate policy. And he brings a lot of that experience into the debates and discussions that he has in his classroom. The module really focuses on the policy and societal response to climate emergency. And that requires a reimagining and redesigning of our infrastructure and behaviour. The module examines how we got to this point, from the Industrial Revolution to contemporary climate negotiations, what the future will look like under different climate change scenarios, and how the transition to net zero and our adaptations to increase climate risks need to be implemented in the UK and globally to manage this crisis both adequately and fairly. One thing that I have mentioned across the different degree program years is the opportunity for field classes. And we do really value the chance to take our students out into different settings outside the classroom to look at how real world processes link to what we're learning in the classroom. Fieldwork for us is an essential part of a geography education, and it allows you to engage with these real world processes, to put your learning into context and to gain a variety of different skills, be it doing research in these field classes or even just listening and engaging with different communities. So whether it's going to Boston to look at the changing North American city, to New York, looking at, as I say, nature in the city, or even doing UK-based fieldwork in our local communities here in Mile End, there are lots of chances for you to learn and engage. Compulsory UK-based fieldwork is paid for through your tuition fee. You don't need to pay anything extra. Overseas field trips in years 2 and 3 do have costs that you have to bear, and the cost estimates are there and are mapped out again on our website. Our destinations do change year on year. We're always adding new and exciting opportunities, but do look out for those modules when you come into Queen Mary. Geography students also benefit from dedicated career support, it's important to say, as you're trying to put that learning into your post-graduation career choice. That includes things like lectures and tutorials on choosing a career, getting work experience, and also presenting degree skills to an employer at interview. We also run an annual career options event with graduate speakers and our own alumni, and here's an image of one which we ran recently on careers in sustainable development. Our Queen Mary Careers team can also offer specialist advice on choosing a career path, support with finding work experience, internships and graduate jobs, provide feedback on CVs, cover letters and application forms, and even coach you for interviews. Many of our graduates in the School of Geography use their subject knowledge directly, be it in environmental policy, town or transport planning, or geographical information systems. Others take their transferable skills into other careers, from business to health. And our recent graduates have been hired by Citizens UK, Deloitte, the Environment Agency, Jacobs, the Ordnance Survey, and WWF. Here's one example of a successful graduate from this program, reflecting on their time at Queen Mary and how studying on this program at the university opened doors for them after university. This is Anis Islam, BA Geography, who's now working as a senior policy advisor in the UK civil service. In particular, he worked on the Glasgow climate negotiations in COP26, and there he is in front of number 10 Downing Street. Studying geography really increased my ambition of pursuing a career in development and politics, he says. I've spent the last year as a policy advisor at the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, working on digital tech policy. My specific role is in stakeholder engagement, which means I lead engagement with some of the biggest tech companies and representative organisations in the world, and communicate their concerns to government through ministers to other departments. There is a much longer interview with this former student on our website, and you can access this via the link on the screen. We also have a number of different students from this programme and others reflecting on the skills, experiences and attributes that they developed at the school that was so essential in transitioning to rewarding graduate roles after completing their studies. Please do take a read and see where studying on this degree programme might take you. I hope that you found this short programme overview to be informative and that what I've shared will help you make a decision about whether this programme is right for you. It may be that you have more questions about the programme, living and studying in London at Queen Mary, or about accepting your offer to study with us. Myself and other colleagues in the school want to answer any questions that you have, big or small, so that you can make a fully informed choice about studying at university. Our Offer Holder Day programme provides lots of opportunities to ask questions to staff who teach on this degree programme and current students too. You can also email us any questions that you have using the email address on screen. That's geogudm@qmul.ac.uk. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in a classroom on campus soon.